Welcome back. This is episode 9 of Let's Talk About Funko. I'm your host, Reggie.
I'm your host, Mario.
And we have 2 guests here.
Hi, I'm Artlee Vasquez.
I'm Tony Vasquez.
And you're from?
NRG Comics.
So, as you see, we have some lovely pops over here. NRG Comics, obviously, is not just about Funko Pops. They do comic books. They do probably other stuff. I'm not sure.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I can talk about that easily. So, yeah, let's talk about NRG Comics itself. How long you guys been doing that?
So we've actually been an official business almost a year now. So
Congrats.
yeah,
Congrats.
thank you. But collecting wise, in general, I think we've been doing it since we were kids.
Yeah, I started my comic book collection from my father. He started me off.
Wow.
And I was 5 years old when I got my first comic.
Oh, what,
my
you remember?
my first comic was a Richie Rich comic.
Richie Rich comic, yes.
Yeah, so at the time I was a kid. I didn't know much about the superhero stuff like that. But then later on, while I progressed into comics, I started getting into the superhero genres. I started collecting Superman, Spider-Man, X-Men was a big one for me. Fantastic Four was huge for me. And then I just gradually went on from there, all through my elementary, junior high school. And then high school, when I got into high school, there was a comic book shop not too far from the school that I would go every single day.
That was the good old days when
Yeah.
comic book shops were
Right,
almost
literally.
every 10 blocks away from each other. And
Pretty much.
now it's nowhere.
Everything's online.
Everything's online now, but I would go there every single day, and I would pick up comics. And this was when the boom of Image comic books came out.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So the 90s pretty
the
much,
90s,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
The 90s was basically, our era of really collecting comics. That was my love of X-Men.
Yes,
Jim Lee
X-Men, yeah.
and all this Image Comics is the best. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Mine was Todd McFarlane when he was
oh
doing
my
the
God.
Spider-Man
Oh, yeah.
runs.
Spider-Man is beautiful.
Yeah.
No one's done better than he has.
Yes,
It's-
absolutely.
And it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been collecting Funko?
So we actually started collecting Funko Pops back in 2015. If
Okay.
you guys see, the 2-pack is actually my very first Funko Pop
Yeah.
that I got at a
From
convention.
Asia, Pop Asia. Oh.
Yes,
Pop
that
Asia,
I
yeah.
actually got in a convention when we just moved to New Jersey. I was literally just kind of looking around, seeing what I liked. I wasn't really into it just then, but then I saw that 2-pack, and when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, that's from Kim of the White Lion. I have to have it.
Oh, okay.
So I had to talk the guy down to get it, but dang it, I got my 2-pack, and that started a very fun obsession.
Very, very fun.
Kim of the White Lion. Why does that sound familiar?
That was based. That was the Japanese original Japanese story arc for Lion
Lion
King.
King.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what all
And
this
Lion King's right now is blowing up. So.
Exactly.
It's like, and what about you?
My first, well, she was collecting the pops. I wasn't really into them. I was saying, these are so ridiculous. I mean, look at the face.
That's what I was. He was collecting pops, and I was like, "Oh my God,
It's
big
so
ass
dumb.
heads!
Look at this
Look at
thing.
how
Come
stupid
on,
these
man."
things are."
So so my first pop, which we didn't bring, was Space Ghost.
Oh wow!
So I bought the Space Ghost, the regular Space Ghost, and I said, "Oh, all right, this is cool. I'll take it." And then I started seeing all the other superhero ones. Oh, shit. I started grabbing those. Then I started getting like some horror ones or some really, really cool, out of the world ones because I kind of like the weird looking pops.
Okay.
And I started getting those, and then I just like kept on, and then like the conventions that we would go to, they would have the actors who portrayed the characters from the shows and everything, and I said, "Oh, well, let's get this signed." So we got this signed, and I said, "Oh, let's get this one signed."
Yeah.
And so that became an addiction. So now we're at like how many pops?
We're, I think, at almost 553, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which took up our entire living room.
That's
wall.
together?
That's
Yeah,
total.
total.
So
How many signatures?
20, I think. No,
possibly
about 20 or 15. 15.
15
Oh,
to 20
I was
roughly.
thinking more. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, because
I'm catching up.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
kind of.
Yeah.
we had to pull these from what we call Mount Popmore.
Pop-
It's
Okay.
literally just a mountain of
Mount
pops.
Pop.
I've seen people with their attics. I've
Yeah.
seen people are scared to see basements.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
If you have a house,
Yeah.
because that could get flooded or anything. But attics, maybe a little bit more secure.
The attics would you
Yeah,
gotta
the
be careful
moisture.
too. The
Yeah,
moisture
yeah.
and the mold. yeah.
So-
A friend, Mooncat, says she has like over what 1,500. She said.
Wow.
Yeah, 1,700 or so. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, and that's
that-
not including her husband's.
I'm like, Jesus. And she said she has from original Funko all the
Yeah.
way up. I'm like, Jesus.
Keith
Wait.
has actually
Yeah,
some.
Keith,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keith has a lot of.
But no, I really do appreciate that y'all bringing this as gifts for us.
Yeah, okay.
You can have an image of having it. but
The
not-
image of
Just
having
remember
it.
of having
everything
it.
here.
Anything's for sale?
Exactly. No.
No.
Oh, okay, that's their
These-
collection.
These
Yeah,
are
these
these are
are
the
the personal
personals.
ones,
The ones we
yes.
have for sale will probably be on our Instagram page or something.
Okay.
But like, so you got Dynamite and Blue Falcon. I was a huge fan of the one.
Oh
of
my
the,
God,
Yeah, I was
yes.
the
looking, I was
Hanna-Barbera
searching for
cartoons.
that.
Yeah.
Come on. It's
So
awesome.
I you know, like I said, I had Space Ghost, and Space Ghost was part of the Hanna-Barbera superhero cartoons. So I was like really into the hunt and trying to get these old superhero ones. So I found those, and I said, I gotta have that.
Did you get it at a good price, or did you
I
pay
got
extra?
it. I got it for a decent, a good price. A certain someone that we know recommend me to the person, and I
Okay.
got it for a decent price. But I got another set, and I got that from a mutual friend of ours,
Okay.
and he just like he hooked me up.
I never
Um,
got it. I don't know why. I just wanted it, and I kept seeing the price
I
go up.
always kept missing out on the
Yeah.
damn
Like,
thing.
oh, one will be on sale and not the other one.
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah.
it. And then sometimes it's like, if it was over $70 for the set, I was like, nah.
Yeah,
Right.
But
So
the
it's
thing is,
like,
they're
yeah.
not that expensive.
Yeah, they're not.
I just got them because I like the superhero stuff. So I got that. I got, like I said, the Space Ghost. I had the whole entire run of the Space Ghost.
Yeah, trust
So
me,
I
if they got more, if
Zapper.
they start doing some Thunder, the Barbarian,
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
I'm
like that,
totally getting all
you
of
know,
it.
like, I'll go
Like,
crazy. I'm
honest-
stuff
yeah.
that we
were
raised
just
on.
talking
Come
about
on.
that
It's like,
a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it
we
was
were talking
just
about
like
if they did
Oogla and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Come on, come on.
exactly.
if they did the Herculoids, if they
Yeah,
did a
Herculoids.
Herculoids,
Oh
I
my
would definitely
God.
get those.
if they did the Herculoids, or if they
They'd
did
be pop rides and
yeah.
stuff like that. With the,
yeah, or the Galaxy Trio,
Oh my
or
God. I
I'm
forgot
Birdman.
Galaxy
If they did a
Trio.
Birdman, I would
Yeah.
go
Well,
crazy.
Galaxy Trio and Birdman used to be connected,
They were
right?
on the
They were
same
connected.
Oh my God, I
They
used to
were
love that
connected,
stuff.
If
yeah.
they did more Hanna-Barbera ones, I think that would be
Yes.
the collection that I would
I think that
buy
they would
out completely.
suck us in more than anything.
Yes.
I mean, I have a Frankenstein Jr.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wow.
I love that
He
one.
just found it,
I just
yeah.
found that.
Captain
and I just-
Caveman.
Captain
We
I
have
never
that
did
one
that.
too.
And Son.
We have that one.
I was like,
Yes.
it's just
Yeah.
like my grail is actually this guy right here, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually the glow in the dark.
Okay.
Right. Well, that's my grail too, but it's not the glow in the dark
No.
one, but that's signed
by the
by
actual-
Jay Barr,
Yeah.
Oh,
the
wow.
creator of
Yeah.
the Crow.
Which I was surprised. I asked him, I was like, why is he? Usually when he signs it, he wants to paint the face the way he wanted it
Yeah.
to be done. And he said no. You said pretty much no, son. But I didn't know you had the option. I thought he'll be like, no, you have to, because some people are like,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Really
He asked me,
temperamental.
what he said was if he wanted to do it,
yeah.
and he said, are you going to try to resell it? I said, no, this is for myself because I love you.
Yeah.
I'm never going to sell anything that you touch. He says, okay, where do you want me to sign? I said, you can sign wherever you want. It's a blessing just to have it.
Yeah.
So he signed it on the crow's face, so I guess that was his way of painting the face.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go.
But then I had him sign his original run of the comics that he did for the
that's
Crow,
cool.
and that was just like I was shaking when I got those books. When she can even tell you when we bought them at a convention, I was like, oh my God, I got him! I was like screaming like a little girl. I
I've
was like,
seen
"Son of a
seen
bitch!"
posters and
Oh, yeah.
like go up so much value. It's
Exactly,
like,
I mean-
there was a glow in the dark one. I think I saw it on Mercari or something. I wanted it, but not for that price.
Yes,
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, I'm not saying I was crazy about The Crow. I knew a little bit about The Crow, but it was basically the movie that got me
Yeah.
loving it. So,
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
and it's mainly that movie, not any of the other ones afterwards.
No.
Right.
No,
No,
just that
Mark
one.
Dacascos or
just
whatever
the
the other
first
people
one.
was
Well,
Exactly.
no, the Mark Dacascos series was good.
Yeah, no, the
I liked
series,
that
the show was not
series.
bad.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the movies.
The other
what made
movies,
it,
yeah.
It's like,
So after I told him that, I told him, listen, man, you got me through high school, because that movie was like my go-to when I was, being picked on in school and everything else. I would think, oh man, I'm the Crow. Okay, let's go.
yeah.
So he started laughing hysterically. When
Eric
I said, he said,
Draven.
look at you now. You said, look at me now. But yeah,
I can attest to all of this. I saw the whole thing.
So, like we said, this show, of course, is about Funko, but we like to talk about other collectible items. So, you actually brought some comics with
I
you.
did bring some comics. Well, we all know what's going on with Marvel, with Phase 4 right now.
Yes.
They just introduces a whole bunch of new stuff.
You're either going to love it or hate it.
Or hate it,
right
right.
now.
There were some that I couldn't bring because she wouldn't let me leave out the house. But there's one particular that left the house,
I'm not getting blamed for
which
this.
was a blessing. So
Yes.
right here, this is Avengers 196. I don't know where the camera is.
He's actually right
Okay.
there, but, you know.
All right,
anyway, so-
I don't want to get the glare in there. I don't know if you can see it. So right here, this is the first appearance of Taskmaster, who is going to be in
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yes.
It's the main villain.
I just
for the
hope it looks
series.
better than what they showed on
Yeah,
TV.
'cause-
I don't think
Well,
I
you
don't think
know,
it's going to be that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
hopefully.
mean, but it really doesn't matter. So when they talk about the character all the time, when they introduce him in the movies and everything, the book just skyrockets. So right now, this book is like one of the hottest books to have right now. So this is one that I love.
And he has his awesome shield, from what I hear in the movie.
Yeah.
If you don't know about Taskmaster, I think what he
Taskmaster is
He mimics
he was
pretty
a
much your
special
face, so-
agent from Shield that diverted, and he became like this hitman for hire.
Yeah.
But he joined Hydra, so he became their super spy.
Yeah.
So he mimics anyone's techniques. He doesn't have any powers.
No.
He's not a mutant or anything of the
Just
sort.
fighting skills.
His fighting skills are beyond belief.
Yeah.
But he can mimic anyone's techniques. So
Okay.
if Captain America would come at him with a shield, he would pick something up and come right at him with the same thing. The same thing with Hawkeye, with the bow and arrow. He can shoot the same way as Hawkeye. So he's a really, really, really badass.
Versatile,
Very,
badass.
very badass. The next one was a movie that they did already, but it was based on this book, Infinity Gauntlet. That was the Infinity War, and also the Infinity Crusade. Excuse me. It was a 3-story arc storyline, and what they did with here, this was we all know about the awesome Avengers movie Endgame. And
But
I love you 3000. I just wanted to say that. So that was where that movie came from, was from this book, and
Okay.
this book alone, it is still going up in the market. It's still really a book sought after by collectors and everything else because of the popularity of the book. You'll have people that are not into comic books but just buy it because of the movies.
Yeah.
And you have people that are collectors but are people who sell it
yeah.
to make more money on triple the prices. Those guys I recommend you stay away from.
Flippers.
Flippers, yes.
Just like they have
Just
flippers.
Funko
exactly.
flippers, yes.
Well, you know what? I think we're all flippers one way or another, but there's
Right.
there's certain type of flippers we just don't
You mean the
like.
flipper
That's
etiquette?
right.
Yeah, there's
Yes,
etiquette.
exactly.
There's etiquette
There's
to it. Yeah, there's
Yes.
levels to it.
There's levels to flipping, yes. So like I was saying, you want to trust people that you know and or would talk to you about the book themselves. I'm part of an IG community called the Renegades, which we do auctions of comics on Instagram, and we do tell we tell the guys all the time that we're collectors too. We're fans of the stories and we're fans of the books. We're not going to just sell you crap.
Yes.
We don't want you to buy crap. We tell you this is a great book to get because later down the month, Tom or Jerry's going to be in it and they're going to make a movie about him. Or Jerry lost his wallet and it's already talking about in the TV series. So it's just stuff like that that people look
insight,
at.
pretty much.
Insights,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're
It's
kind of like
awesome
the
to
inside,
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I also the other day I was looking at your auction.
Yeah.
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 And they're all great books, good prices, and they give you the detailed information about everything that goes on in the book, and you really interact with the people in your auctions.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Not too many people do that. Like, if you ask one question, they'll be like, this is how much money you want it or not.
Yeah, leave me the hell alone.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Right, exactly.
But they, if you have any questions about it or you want to see how the book is, edges, everything.
You're getting it from a nerd, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Thank you.
I didn't want to say that, but
I say it all the time.
Come on, we all nerds.
We get it.
My wife
I was
is the
like-
one that brings me to reality to tell me you're a geek. Yes,
Yeah,
I
of course.
am.
Come on.
Really?
That's why I love her so much.
That looked fake to me. I don't know.
That was
That's
for
a paid
TV.
advertisement.
That's anything for television.
Next book, please.
Yeah, like he was saying, like Mario was saying with the auctions, what we like to do is I like to crack jokes on them. I like to make it, entertaining at the same time that the people, get into it too. So it's like, I can say a joke and she says, "Oh my God, why'd you say that?" Because I said it like this. And, you have people in the comment section coming back up, say, "Oh my God, you guys are killing me. I peed on my pants." So we try to make it fun and, a lot more happier.
Mostly at my expense, it feels like sometimes.
No, it's mostly at my expense. All right, so the next one I have is a character that is going to be speculating to show up, but he was already actually introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
This is Nova. He's like the Marvel version of the Green Lantern. This is like the Green Lantern Corps of Marvel. So Kal Reiner is this dude right here. It's Richard. I'm sorry, Richard Grease. I forgot his name because on television I get nervous. But this is a really good spec book to have, and this book right now is going unbelievable pricing.
And the pop is actually coming out.
There is
next
a pop
week.
that we're getting, and we're gonna have it.
We're actually gonna have that.
Yeah,
Nice.
It
The
should be
pop's
coming sometime next week.
Next week, yeah. The pop will be coming with a limited edition comic print of the first issue.
Right.
And that's part of your company, or
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
Yeah.
actually getting a
We're
shipment.
getting a
We don't
shipment,
know
yeah.
if we're going to be getting the limited edition
editions.
comic book. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're hoping
But because
that's-
we're a small shop, we got to
Yeah.
kind of
We gotta
fight all
pull
the
with
bigger
punches,
ones.
but there is already saying that the pop's going to be a glow in the dark.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Love
wow.
Glow Dark. That's my
Hopefully
favorite.
we'll have it up.
Love
Fingers
Glow
crossed,
Dark.
guys.
Another one that this is already confirmed that the character is going to show up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 sometime in 2011.
And his face was
Billy
in
Ray.
Thor.
And he was in.
Yes.
That's correct. Beta Ray Bill. This
Right
is
there.
the Alien Thor.
I have that one at
No,
home.
right there, fine.
This is.
Probably not in such a good condition, but
Yeah.
I have it,
Yeah.
you know.
I like to keep it silky smooth. I tend to lather and lotion my books. I pay more attention.
Lot of
to
love,
them. Yeah,
lot of love.
a lot of. Yeah, I have to pay attention to detail, because if not, my wife would kill me. But this is a good spec book, and this is This one spec book with the Nova and the Taskmaster first appearance are just recently going up in price, and it's just crazy. This book before they even talked about the movie, you can get this book for $10.
Anyway, yeah, it was
Now I'm seeing the book going to $400, $300, $500.
not graded or graded.
Not
Non-graded.
Wow.
Wow.
Regular.
The graded ones, forget about it. I have. Also, this is another one for a Marvel character that showed up, which made her appearance in Endgame as well in her own movie, Miss Marvel #1. When the movie was introduced, this book was going for $200, $400, $500, and you can have creases and rips in it, and people will still buy it. And it's still going up there because the second movie was talked about. So this is a nice one to have. This one, I want you to hold it because I don't want him holding it.
Okay, definitely.
He's going to breathe on it. That one right there. I'll let you hold one. That one right there.
Can you hold that one?
Want to raise it up?
Right there.
That one right there. That's the first appearance of him from Fantastic Four. This is a Silver Age comic book.
Silver
Oh,
Age.
wow.
Yes.
Now, Silver Age is from the 60s, early 50s,
Yes.
70s.
Oh, that's his age. So yeah,
That's
good.
correct.
That's
I
worth
know.
money.
This is
Yeah.
an old book. If you can see, the price tag was 15 cents for the book.
And I have a few of those, but not many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one right here, now the reason why that one is so popular is because, did you guys see Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yes.
Did you see till the end of the credits?
Mm-hmm.
You saw when the Queen introduced that little
Yes.
cocoon?
Yes.
What was the name that they called him?
Adam?
This is the first appearance of Adam Strange.
Adam
Warlock.
Awesome.
The very first.
So that's
And they were saying so many things about Adam Warlock. They were saying it was going to be Keanu Reeves and all that.
Yeah. Well, we don't know because it's still.
Yeah, they
it's
still
up
have
there.
the person.
Yeah.
But
I
you-
love this one right here, actually,
Yeah.
coming up.
No.
Oh, this one? Okay.
This one.
This one's
This is-
badass right here.
This is one of. If you want to talk about it, because you're.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Well,
He's
we
gonna
were talking
steal
about
it.
comic books from the '90s. This is one of the ones that was a quiet one. No one knew about it, but it was an X-Men book. This is the first appearance of Gambit.
Yes.
Gambit was like when we were teenagers. He was the rebel of the X-Men. He was the newer Wolverine because everyone was getting tired of Wolverine. They had to introduce some new characters. So this character was
Mon ami.
introduced. That's right. the Cajun mutant man. Gambit,
thief.
The thief. Yeah.
Hey, look, he got a thumb on.
Let's actually talk about first appearance.
Okay.
That's one thing I'm crazy about is first appearance because there's first appearance, and then there's cameos.
Right.
Okay.
So like you could have an actual first appearance and they're not on the cover,
That's correct.
and that's not worth almost anything.
But
But when they're on the when they're on the cover,
when in the cover, it boosted
it's
up.
like whoa, like Wolverine.
Well, okay, I'm going to show you one right now.
Yeah.
This is actually what that is. They're called cameo appearances. Cameo appearances are technically first appearances of
Yes.
characters. Like the first cameo appearance of the Taskmaster was the issue before it, and
But
he
he's
was in
not
the
on-
last panel.
Yeah.
And they were just talking about him, or he was in the shadows. And then when he gets a cover appearance, boom, that's
what's got.
that's they're
Okay.
considered first appearance. That's fine. This
And they're
one
worth
right
more
here-
money.
Right.
They are worth more money. The one that was his cameo appearance is not as much, but it is in the same level.
Oh,
thing.
okay.
It's
He's like,
going
I
up there.
always reference Wolverine.
Right.
He's in 180.
That's correct.
Right.
But 179 was his.
No, 181.
181 exactly.
Yeah.
180
Yeah.
when he appeared
on
in the
the
last.
cover.
He's on his
Yeah.
cover appearance. But the issue before it, when he was in that last panel,
Mm-hmm.
jumping in the woods, that's technically his first appearance.
And the price difference is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous because of that, and also the character, the popularity of the character
Yeah.
as well. So that's another one that's really good. Like this one right here. You want to hold it?
He's gonna cry probably.
Yeah, this is a graded comic. This is one of my graded comics, and I can tell you the
Yes.
difference between graded and regular.
Can I hold the last one?
Yes,
Oh,
I'll let
thank
you
you.
hold the last one.
And what I do, I have only a few graded comics, which I need to actually have go and put my name on them. I think one I bought off of somebody for cheap, for like $30, which getting it graded just alone is a lot of
Is
money.
it, well, no, actually,
Well,
yeah,
so,
technically,
go ahead.
yeah, you can tell them about that, honey.
What,
the
the
grading
gra-
price.
The grading prices depend, especially with depending on the book. You know, depend if you get it signed.
Yes.
Especially getting it signed, that's what changes the label on the front.
From
Changes
blue to gold.
right. So
Oh,
yeah, and then
But
there's
they-
I didn't even know about that. Thank
Yeah.
you for telling me.
so there's another one too. There's the blue, there's the gold, which is the signed, but then there's also the green one,
That's
which
correct.
is signed but not technically
Authenticated.
authenticated by CGC.
Oh, they
Right.
weren't there.
Right,
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
They recognize the signature, but they don't say that they had somebody witness to say it was actually signed by that person. But they know
Witnessed.
witness, right?
Witnessed,
And
Well,
that's
they
where
witness for free, but then they charge you for the pressing. And
yeah,
They don't witness
and
for
that's
free.
what kind of makes the big difference.
So what this book is right here, this is the first cameo appearance of Eddie Brock.
Yes.
Who we all know what
yeah.
happens to Eddie Brock, right? Who he becomes Venom. This is also Todd McFarlane's first Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
So this is his first issue that he did the Spider-Man artwork. He introduces the web work and everything else.
Look
Now,
how slim and beautiful that is.
That is-
It's
Yeah.
just Todd McFarlane. Oh,
it's one of
that's why
his-
I'm waiting for his Spawn movie to come out. Oh.
He's actually going to be at a convention we're going to.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's going to be in Boston in
That's
another
correct.
3 weeks.
In
Yeah.
3 weeks. I'm gonna take this with me to get it cracked open and signed.
Not
Right.
bad.
Hopefully it'll change the grading.
They'll change
Alright,
it. They better
so-
change the grading.
When you crack open, do you? What happens and what's the procedure for that?
Okay, so when you crack open, you have to sign a waiver that is acknowledging that you're allowing them to crack open the book and reissue it again to their systems.
Okay.
It also entails that they're not responsible if the book gets damaged while it's cracking
Yes.
or anything else like that. So it's like
It has to get regraded again.
regraded again.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So it's like if it gets bent and they say, "Oh, it wasn't us," but it was you. You cracked it open.
Yeah.
But that's their thing. Let's talk a little bit about the grading system for a comic book.
Yeah.
So CGC is one of the leading big names like Nike of comic book grading. These are the guys. Yeah. I always say it like that. You have CGC, who's Nike. You have CBCS, who's Reebok. And you
PSA
have
and all these other
PSX,
ones.
who's like Adidas and everything else.
Yeah.
But what CGC did, what a graded comic book is a comic book that's encased in hard plastic that cannot get water damage. You'll never get smoke. It'll
bless.
never get any water damage into the book or anything of the sort. I mean, if you're in a fire, of course, it's gonna burn.
Yeah.
It might take a long time for it to melt, but yeah, it's in there. So then they have the grading system, the number system. The number system is from high to low. So a 1.0, depending on the books, and still making money.
Okay.
So let's say if you had Amazing Fantasy 15 and it was a 1.5, it would still bring you money.
Yeah.
These books, when you get them graded, are investments because they'll never get old, they'll never get damaged. Just like when they first get printed, boom, that book will never turn. You'll never see it turn yellow. The pages will always be white because it's encased in hard air plastic. So you have the system, like I said. You have the highest is a 10, which is just straight off the print. You're
Which
lucky
you
if
barely
you
see that.
Yeah, which you
barely
barely
see
see
that.
that.
You'll have
9.8 mainly.
9.8 you'll see all the time. You'll see a 9.9, which was we were very fortunate to get our very first 9.9 Batman Damned.
Yes.
That was like
Penis Batman.
Yes, that
penis.
one. Yes.
Batman
we actually got two.
Batman PP.
We got two of them. We got.
Okay.
Hey, keep out
Alright. So anyway, all right. So we're running out of time. So you got 9.8, which is another one that's everyone's popular. We got 9.6, 9.5.
Me and him got same comics book sign, Frank Miller.
Yeah.
You got a what?
9 point. You got a 9.9.
Well,
I mean
I think-
9.8, and I got like a 9.6.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. It's okay because it could have been something that they
My
saw.
Wolverine #1, so I got it like 6.0, and I was like, I thought it looked great.
Well, listen, yeah, you might
And
think
signs.
it's great. Yeah, you might think it's great. The same thing happened to me because I had mine signed as well.
Yeah.
And it came back at 6.5.
Yeah.
I was upset. I had Secret Wars 8 come back at 8.0. That thing was never cracked or anything. I have another copy that I'm taking in when we go to Boston to get regraded. But yeah, so when you're doing these grades, you might think, yeah, the book is perfect. It's never going to hurt. You know, look, I'm definitely going to get a 9 out of this. But somehow, some way, they'll say, no. You're going to get a 9 too, and they give you the 9 too.
I've heard of many other things they have. I know we're running out of time.
Yeah.
But they do press and they do other stuff.
That's right.
Show this actually book real quick before.
Yeah, I just want to show
time's
this
up.
book. This is one of the most popular characters out right now.
This right now is probably going for how much by itself?
God,
Not even
almighty.
graded.
Not even graded. The book is worth $400 or $500.
Yes, easily.
Not even graded.
So whoever bought a bunch of these back in the days,
Keep it.
Keep it.
Especially with this label right here.
Oh my God.
With the
have
captain
two.
with the
Oh, yeah.
limited one with the limited print. That's the Captain America. You have the newsstand and you have the newstand is the barcode, and this is the limited print. So the limited print is the best one to
Definitely.
get.
I have 2 of those.
First appearance.
Bet
Of,
you do.
first appearance of Deadpool. Must have. They got 3 first appearances in here. You got the first appearance of Deadpool, first appearance of Gideon, and the first appearance of
Gideon, wow.
the fake Domino.
Yeah.
That took 6 issues to find out that she was fake. This is a Grail. This is my Grail book.
Definitely.
Yes,
This
it
is one of
is.
my Grail books.
We're gonna have you guys come back again because we can show more comics and talk
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
or even go out to you guys. But thank you for coming through,
Thank you.
No problem.
and we'll be back soon. Take care.
Thanks.